the Aviator series Envoi. I think it's their cheapest cigar, and it set me back something like 10 euros, which is like 12 bucks or something. It's a decent price considering that the cigar is this good. For the value, I think I will get more of these. This is like quickly becoming one of my favorite medium-bodied cigars, and it's not just the artisanship, it's the taste. It's all about the taste, of course, and this goes well. This is a smooth cigar, and it goes well with some whiskey, with cognac, and some port wines, especially port wines. The sweetness, and that's what the two layer of wrappers look like. Doesn't much look like anything beyond the obvious, but it does feel quite hefty, quite hard on the squeeze. The first actual draw was peppery. Some dryness of woods. There is that creaminess, and I suppose it could be due to the two Brazilian binders, wrappers that they've used with the cigar. The binder, I think it's Dominican. The filler is a blend of Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Peru tobacco from Peru. The pepperish tones have calmed down a bit, and it's often that while the pre-draw whiff can be quite creamy and almost sweet and delicious, the first draw of the actual cigar might be entirely something different. And I think that it's settling down nicely, and I shouldn't have to fear, even with the wind we're having in here, I shouldn't have to fear that I'm getting my chest burned. Before I go further with the cigar, the build quality is very good. I mean, I do like the artisan-like craftsmanship on a cigar, that I can see some, imperfection, and sort of like I can taste what the cigar maker is thinking about the cigar. It's not a big stogie, so I did a punch cut, and let's see if it can hold, if it can keep the cigar going, or do I have to make a traditional cut on the cigar. It's a decently built cigar, that's for sure. The ash doesn't fall off that easily, and I think it's partially the veins that keep the ash together, and I suppose that some people don't like to see the veins in their cigars, and that's the vein sticking out here. You can see it going like this. Some people don't like to see the veins on the cigars, and I can totally accept that. But I like a bit of the artisan feel. Like it gives you an sort of feel that it's handmade. The falling ash, it's not a negative on the cigar in any way. It happens. For the taste, I think it's remained quite even throughout the cigar. The initial woody scents have become more dominant, of course, because the cigar is getting shorter, and the smoke is more warmer going through the cigar and the fillings, and there's some nuttiness. I've sort of noticed it like halfway through the cigar, and I like it. I rather like it a lot. Oh, I better take the band off. It starts to burn like. now. I mean, some folk tend to drop the cigar when it reaches the band, but with bands like these, it's like 1/3 of the cigar. It doesn't make sense actually to throw this much away. But they have a secret message, which is like the internet address. I was kind of hoping that the secret message would have been like a code or something using Coke bottles, and you can enter some competition and win fantastic prizes like more cigars from the Principle Cigars. The cigar hasn't gone out. I've gone inside and make some phone calls on something, and it's remained lit, and that's always a good sign. A cigar that goes out makes you, of course, want to relight it. But unfortunately, the cigar that goes out as it does, the fillings do tend to get very bitter. And a relit cigar, the first minute or so when you're smoking, it doesn't taste quite as nice as the cigar did before. And the going out filling, of course, spreads the taste on the filling that's left, and the taste does change. And if a cigar doesn't go out, that's always a sort of a feather on the cap of this thing, wherever its cap is. As the cigar starts to close, there becomes the bitterness, the usual things. But I'm kind of surprised how early it begins. I mean, I can smoke even cigars with bigger vitola closer towards the end than I could this one. I do like a cigar that has a bit of fight in it, considering the draw, but this one sort of changed from pillow fight to something more bloodier. Principle Cigars Aviator line, Envoi, cheapest boy of the bunch. Recommended if you can stand a more medium-bodied cigar. And actually that doesn't take much standing, since this is so smooth to smoke. Very good cigar.